Right, we got the latest update for you guys on the issue of grooming scandals in this country. Boris Johnson and his government are finally intervening. They're going to see what's been going on in Oldham and hopefully other places. Right, we have an update, finally. It's been going on in Oldham and other places that we've been reporting on this channel regularly for you guys. First, we had the actual chamber, Oldham Council, when residents and victims and families of victims went to ask questions from the local authorities, councillors, Andy Burnham and many others, and they didn't really get an answer. The police afterwards came and gave them warning and gave them ASBO, because they were antisocial behavior issues that they had to deal with. So the police basically shut them down and nobody heard their voices properly. But we reported it and some other newspapers reported it as well. And the issue has been escalated. Finally, Boris Johnson and his government are going to be intervening. They're going to be forcing the Oldham Council to, well, no, they're not going to actually get the council to do it. They're going to get the national government, Westminster, to launch an inquiry into Oldham, because the whole point of that council meeting was people were demanding an inquiry, and the Oldham Council decided to vote against it. They rejected the idea. The Boris Johnson government have finally come out to say, well, we're going to do it on your behalf. The problem I still have is that national governments, they have done these inquiries before. Where does it get to? Are they going to lead to anything? Because if it's just going to be a wishy-washy symbolic inquiry, I don't care. You need to get it out. You need to actually publish the report. You need to actually learn from the mistakes, and you need to punish people, and you need to take actions, prevent it from future crises. That's the reality. Nothing's happening. And I want to get people like Andy Burnham and his cronies and all the minions to apologize for what they've done to the people in this country, especially in obviously the area that he is monitoring. And we have to actually find out why nobody listened to people like Tommy Robinson and many others. And I've been saying this for the past 8-9 years now, and since I got involved with all this stuff. And people like Tommy started it first, and they didn't listen. They tried to use scapegoats. They just decided to say, well, he's got high temper, so we're not going to listen to Tommy. Right? It doesn't really matter. Doesn't really matter that there are actual problems going on. People's lives are at risk, and you didn't listen to any of these warnings. You didn't listen to any of us. And now you're coming out. Now we're seeing some newspapers and some news channels finally talking about it. I'm proud of you. Where have you been for the past 10, 15, 20 years? Where you've been hiding? You weren't brave enough to talk about any of this until some people had to go to jail just because they wanted to raise the issue. We had to be called names. There were all these labels being thrown around just because we want to protect English identity and British values. It's not that difficult, is it? It's not rocket science. But we are going to continue exposing these idiots on this channel, and we are going to do it. And we're going to fight against globalism as well. That's what we got, our new merch, Build Back Britain. We're going to come back in half an hour, by the way. We're going to talk about Scotland and the SNP's hopes for the second Scottish referendum. So subscribe to the channel. I'm Tousi, and we are the media.